Hey everybody, Stuart here, hope you're well. In this video, we're exploring the tense sound of the Harmonic Minor Scale. As you've heard, it's a great scale for getting that kind of Cuban Latin surf sound in place, and it's very easy to use. A lot of people think this is only used for things like neoclassical, rock and metal, but you can use it in tons of different genres, from the Cuban to the Latin thing, also in gypsy jazz. Let's get into it. Let's start off by seeing how you build the Harmonic Minor Scale. So I'm going to start off by playing an A natural minor scale. And then I'm just going to raise the 7th degree of that scale by 1 semitone. Let's take a look at how to play a few more shapes for this scale. First up, the 12th fret of the A string. And then moving to the 7th fret of the D string. And another useful one is down at fret 5 of the E string. A really great way of practicing any scale is to play up and down just one string. It really makes you think about the notes that are in the scale and the interval structure of the scale, rather than falling into a pattern that's just muscle memory. I'm going to play this scale up and down the A string now, but I've got to think very much about the notes and the intervals, like this. If you're going to practice a scale like that, it's a really good idea to actually say the intervals as you go. You've got a root, a second, a minor third, and a fourth, then a fifth, flat 6, major 7, and back to the root. As always, you'll get the most out of this lesson if you put everything into practice. So if you want to get hold of the track that I started with, and the backing track, and the tab, and a breakdown of all those licks, come and join me on Patreon for a small monthly fee. Link is in the description below. And you can also buy that as a one-off lesson if you don't do subscriptions. You start to hear the sound of this scale even more when you play through the scale as 7th chords. And that gives us this on the 1 chord, an A minor major 7. So that's just a minor chord, but with a major 7th in, a G sharp. Next, we get a B minor 7 flat 5. The 3rd chord is a C major 7 with a sharp 5, what we call a C major 7 augmented. And then on the 4 chord, we can play a D minor chord, but we could also play that as a D minor 7 flat 5. On the 5 chord, the E, we get an E7, but we can make that an E7 flat 9. Chord 6 is an F major 7. And then we get a G sharp diminished 7 on the 7th degree. Diminished 7th chords just repeat themselves in intervals of minor thirds. So that chord, the G sharp diminished, can be played here. A minor third down. Down a minor third again. And then down here. So the scale has all this really cool inbuilt tension. If you're playing over a simple 1-4-5 chord progression like I was doing at the start, A minor, D minor, and then E7, you can give that progression tons of color by using the minor harmonic scale. And a cool way of doing this is to use A harmonic minor on the 1 chord, and then when you get to the 4 chord, play D harmonic minor. And then when you get to the 5 chord E, you play the A harmonic minor over the top of that. But the important thing there is you have to really emphasize the notes that belong to the E chord, E, G sharp, D, and if you want the tension, that F. Those are the notes that exist in that scale, but you want to really be aiming to play those notes and landing on those notes over the E7 chord. Now when we're playing like that, we're actually playing a mode called the E Phrygian dominant, which is the 5th mode of the A harmonic minor scale. If I play the A harmonic minor scale from the 5th note, the E, we hear that mode. And that's a really cool way of getting that kind of Cuban flamenco sound in place. And the shortcut, if you're playing over an E7 chord, is just to play the A harmonic minor scale, or the harmonic minor scale that's a 4th above it. And that's how you can get all that color in. If you're enjoying this lesson, don't forget to subscribe. Plenty more lessons are going to be coming very soon as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Ask any questions there and I'll do my best to answer as well. Let's carry on. A really cool way to use this scale is to add a load of color to your rhythm playing as well. So if you're playing a 1-4-5 chord progression in A minor, normally that would be A minor, D minor, and E minor. But in the harmonic minor scale, that's going to be A minor, D minor, E7. And so we can start using those chords that we've looked at to add loads more color to the progression. Check this out. I'm going to play an A minor chord, that's the 1 chord. But then I'm going to play this A minor major 7 with a 9. I'm going to play the 4 chord as D minor, followed by D minor 7 flat 5. And then the 5 chord is E7 to an E7 flat 9, or here, back to the 1 chord. And of course, there's the Stairway to Heaven sound. The thing I love about the harmonic minor scale is that tension that it gives you and that real kind of Latin Cuban color that you get from using it. You could use this if you're playing over a 1 chord vamp, if you're just playing over an A minor 7 or even an A minor chord. Putting the harmonic minor scale in there just gives you that real tension and release when you need it. And remember, you could put it alongside things like the minor pentatonic, the natural minor scale. Just dropping in that G sharp, the raised 7th, gives you all the tension you need. So you can play an A minor chord, play a bluesy lick, and then play a tense lick. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you got something out of that lesson. It's a great scale to get to grips with. Remember, practicing in all 12 keys. Make sure you harmonize the scale as triads and 7th chords. Come join me on Patreon. We can get a more detailed look at this and all the licks and the backing track from the track at the start. Take care. I'll see you soon.